Just waiting on you, dude. Hi guys, welcome to the Lit on Live podcast. This is episode 15. I got my co-host Taylor here with me. Brother from another udder. And Jeff Nicolai, man. Jeff, I met Jeff on an app called Let Go, where Jeff is selling nunchucks, tasers, mace, and all sorts of other goodies, dude, that when I was on meth, loved to purchase, dude.
You were all over that, dude.
So welcome, brother. I'm glad to have you here, dude.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Right on. So I just want to start with a quote. It's kind of a quote that is heard a lot, but it's everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And just as I'm doing this, I get a bundle of nerves. You know, I get nervous to do this, and it always turns out good, and I'm always super grateful I did it. And I know you were a little nervous last week, right? Yeah. And also not feeling great, but it's just a true statement, man. Everything we ever want is on the other side of fear, and we let fear eat us up, dude. I wanted to congratulate you on 1 year clean.
You got a year, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
I think that's fucking amazing. From selling nunchucks to doing podcasts, dude. Doing a Lit on Live podcast, man. I fucking love it. So I just kind of wanted to talk about like what happened last week. We were both in a funk.
Yeah.
You know, and what kind of stopped you from doing it last week, the podcast?
God, I was just not doing what I normally do each day to be okay, you know? All the daily maintenance stuff, I was letting it all slide. And then, you know, after a few days, it just, little things started to set me off. The heat, you know, for instance, just like I'm upset because it's hot out. It's like, I know it's going to be hot out, but I'm still upset about it. And, you know, working in it, all this stuff, like, yeah. And then I was talking to my sponsor about it. And he's just like, if it's the heat, if you're upset about the heat, that external thing, then like it's probably not the heat, you know?
Yeah.
You're just not spiritually grounded. Because if you were, you would find, you know, solutions to tolerate the heat.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing any of that, you know? And I just let it upset me, dude.
It was pretty bad last week, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well,
you know, but I'm also in a place I'm not going to fake it either. Like, I'm not going to put on, like, you know, some happy face for you guys when I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Because that just makes the situation take a lot longer to resolve itself. You know? Like, if I just face it and live in it, I get through it a lot quicker. You know, but I do feel bad. Like, I wish I could have been in a happier mood and, like, not get pissed off at the paddle boat and stuff, you know? Like halfway out there, I'm just like, fuck this, dude.
I couldn't see
I'm
it.
just gonna fucking sit on it.
we went to the lake, and I thought this would be like a super cool experience before we
that's what I thought,
we did
too.
the podcast, and we're out there tied to the buoy, like 6 of us. We're about to do Wim Hof breathing out there, and I'm like, Jeff's just fucking floating along, he won't go, and I'm like, Jeff, you want to do breathing with us? And he's just like, like something's wrong with him, man.
No, I did all my breathing trying to get out there, dude.
Dude, I had to paddle in and then back out.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know how you did that, dude.
Yeah, you did. Taylor saved the day, man. Yeah, little things like that will eat us up, bro. And it's throw a little tantrum, and then you feel even worse about yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know I throw a little tantrum, especially at work. I get frustrated. And Ryan's like so good at just rolling with the punches, and sometimes he doesn't even seem aware of like his surroundings, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck you, dude. How do you do that, man? And then I'll throw a little fit, and then I'm embarrassed. Did you feel embarrassed at all? Or
Absolutely I did. Yeah, dude. But I couldn't like shift myself out of it, which is where it was really frustrating. Like,
yeah.
In those moments, I couldn't do anything about it. Like, I guess I tried my best in those moments, but
like you said, I can't remember exactly what you just said, but we did at the Dharma meeting. I go to the Dharma meeting USARA, Fridays at 6. And they did a meditation. I was last week, same, you know, we kind of went through a funk at the same time, me and you.
Yeah.
But the meditation was about anxiety and fear, overcoming fear and anxiety, but you have to invite it in, dude. And like you just said, you can't, the more you try to put on a fake smile and be unauthentic, you know, it takes longer.
Yeah.
The only way out is through, and like, you have to invite it in and welcome it and like befriend it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's the
definitely
craziest.
does.
It's a paradox, dude, because all we want to do is do something to fix it, and it's never gonna work, dude. It's never gonna work, and so you just
No.
have to go inward, and that looks different for everybody. Whether that's like maybe yoga, maybe steps, maybe something that takes them inward and just allows themselves to feel it. I don't know. It's a paradox that is hard to understand. Does that make sense? Do you
Yeah, it
understand what
does.
I'm
I
saying?
mean, like what I've been doing this last week to shift out of it is just surrendering to it, just acknowledging it, acknowledging that that's happening, and just surrendering to
Yeah.
it, just letting it go. And
I'm gonna throw some fits, dude. You
Yeah.
know, I'm gonna throw some fits this week, dude.
yeah, it happens, dude.
Taylor, you're pretty good at that, man. I don't really see you throw too many like fits or like.
You don't work with me.
That's correct. Actually, I do. You come into my office and turn into a client for a minute. You know what I mean? He comes in to visit me, and it's like you didn't schedule an appointment, dude. You know?
Yeah. No, I throw fits. It's usually just a work though.
Yeah. Same, dude. Same for me.
Work.
What happens? Like,
What happens with what?
like, what do you do to try to get out of it? What do you do to try to? Do you try to?
I go to your office. Look at a client. No, I don't know, man. Like, when things start bugging me, I get stuck in it, and then I don't know how I really get out of it. I just once I get off work, I'm like, the day's over. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really have. I just snap out of it pretty easy. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes, like today, I'm kind of struggling. Like, I had a bad morning, and
But you snapped out of it quick.
Yeah.
When I showed up, I said something smart ass to you.
well, yeah.
And he had they both kind of charming him, both kind of had this look, and I was like, oh shit, we'll go do it at my house, man.
yeah.
You know, and I looked at, I said something smart ass too, and it's totally not the time.
I just try to find humor or good, something
Yeah.
in it, and then cracking a joke will make me smile, and then, all right, I'm smiling now, so let's just go with this.
Yeah.
So whatever, I just feel my feelings, dude. Whatever I'm feeling, I just feel it and get through it. I don't really have a method to get out of it. I just go in
It
it.
sounds like you don't put as much energy into it as like I would.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's just, I'll just sit there and like make the problem like
Yeah, I
way
definitely-
bigger, dude.
I definitely relax on stuff a lot, but I don't know. Yeah,
That's what Nicole does too. She just doesn't give
Give
like
it
those
energy.
thoughts as much energy as I do, and I don't know why I do it, dude.
well, I have
I
the
don't
belief.
know. I know it's gonna put me in a bad mood, and I just let it. And,
I believe that like if you talk about it, it's gonna make it happen. If you stay in it, it's gonna happen. So it's like, okay, if I'm gonna have this bad attitude, it's gonna continue to be bad attitude. So change
So
it.
where's the line of, you know, because we hear a lot of kind of two-sided things. You're supposed to talk about it, you know, to get rid of it. You're supposed to talk about it, but you're also not supposed to feed the negative energy, you know. So where is the line? Can you tell me the perfect
where's
way
the
to
line,
live my
dude?
life? Dude, please tell me the
Guys,
perfect.
okay. Yeah, you guys are acting like I'm a god.
What did we just say? We are gods, dude, right?
I was an atheist till I realized I was a god.
There we go.
No, I don't know where the line is on that. Yeah, I think it's different for everybody. I don't really know. I know for me, I don't like being unhappy. I don't like, so I'll do whatever I have to do to like work through what I,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, sorry, my brain is kind
No,
of
you're
melted today.
Doing great.
I don't know. I see sometimes like when I'm in those situations and I'm frustrated, it's because I'm confused about how to go forward and
Yeah.
how to shift out of it.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in that confusion, like I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
I mean, just sitting there fucking
It's gonna
upset.
work out the way it works out, you know. Like for me, it's I just roll with the punches. Just roll with the punches, and it's gonna eventually change. It's not gonna stay that way forever.
Yeah.
So hard to remember when you're feeling that, when you're confused, and like it's like this is it. This is my life. This is the way I'm gonna fucking be forever, man. Do you ever feel like that?
Oh, all the time.
It's very, very. You just see this, dude.
Well, I can't. When I get frustrated or angry, I can't be grateful and happy at the same time.
Yeah.
So I forget everything I should be grateful for, and then I'm just,
Yeah, gratitude list help.
I have one, and sometimes I'm just like writing it down. I'm like, I don't even believe a word I'm fucking writing down right now. That's what.
You don't have to believe it though.
Yeah, but that's what I do to keep it. Attempt to keep a positive attitude. Try to remember.
They say
I do it whether I'm pissed or whether I'm not pissed. And I think if we did it last week, it probably would have been one of the greatest things ever, man.
It probably would have been helpful, dude.
And when you're in pain and you're struggling, and then somebody else is as well. Yeah, it's okay to not be okay. We hear that, but we don't. And I struggle with it as well, dude.
Yeah, but just acknowledging the fact that it's okay to not be okay doesn't help you in the solution.
No.
That's just like acknowledging it.
But you find some acceptance in it, though. You know what I mean?
A little bit,
and
yeah.
to know that somebody else relates, and we don't always have to be perfect for a podcast. We don't. It's just a fucking podcast. It's just, and our pain helps other people, man. Just talking to you last week helped me a ton. There's a lot of people that I know that were going through like this weird depression, dude.
Yeah.
In like the same exact time period.
The moons were in line.
Dude, it's the stars and the moon, Vanessa. But yeah, man, I'm just grateful we're here doing this right now. We're on God's time, not our time, and it didn't work out last week, and that's okay. But I just want you to know, hopefully next time you don't feel like sharing at a meeting because you're in pain, or you don't feel like. I hope you do it, and share that stuff, because it does help, and it helps other people. There's so many times in like working at Premier where I've shared like wanting to kill myself, bro. Like nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to, especially in a group where you're peer support. You're supposed to be like an example, and I'm like, I want to fucking kill myself, dude.
Yeah.
But
I love you guys. Here I am. If you got any, you guys can peer support my ass today.
But when you're going through those things, you're still being a peer, because you're showing that you have your struggles. You're showing them that
Yeah.
Like I go through this, and you know what I mean. So if you're not telling them, they don't know that. They just look, that perfect happy little guy over there.
Yeah, nobody
You know
wants
what I
to
mean?
see that when you're down, and you see these other people that have this, that never share their pain and like never share their struggles, and it starts to get in your head, and you start to believe that maybe something's wrong with you, or like, you ever feel like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so that person that does share their pain is fucking golden in the rooms and
like
in
that, dude.
recovery and in
I
life.
like to see people suffering, dude. I'll go back to group just to watch people suffer. It makes me like, is my life really that bad? I'm serious, dude.
I get it.
I gotta see that suffer sometimes, so it reminds me where I once was. It's like, yeah, my times are bad right now, but there's lessons in all of this, and there's so much to gain from it. As long as I can see that there's a lesson in it, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, I need to, like I was talking about, like I need to work on sharing more of my pain, more of my experience, all that stuff.
But we're taught not to feed it.
Yeah.
And so it's a hard balance to find, man. But I think
a
that's
lot
where
comes out of talking. Like when I was talking to my friend Darren, like a few days after, when I was still in that mood, and I'm just like, it just came out like, I'm not even grateful that you're on the phone with me right now. Like I expect you to fucking answer the phone, and I realize like I'm completely in entitlement. I'm completely in self right now.
Yeah.
But that realization came from just dumping it out, like just throwing it all out there, and just having somebody listen, and that's
the more you do it, the
Well, it
more
helped.
it helps you, and the more
Yeah.
easier it is to deal with in the future. And so I just tell you, it's just making you stronger. You're like, I don't know about this, and I know it's making you stronger, if you believe it or not. It's cutting you out.
It's the harder thing for me is it's repetitive. I have these cycles, and it's very frustrating to keep repeating them, and to keep talking about the same things. Like with Ryan, I feel terrible for that dude, man. Like I'm just go through these cycles where I'm up, and then I'm down, and he's just like, bro, it's this, like, lays it out for me, and he's like, remember, you got to remember this, this, and this. And I, same cycle, but I'm still clean, and that's another thing I can share is I do go through these same things, and so many people go through the same cycles, dude. The lessons are hard for us to learn sometimes, and yeah, that's
Radio
it.
silence.
What?
So radio silence.
Radio silence. Fuck it, dude.
Oh, it is hard to learn. Like I can see myself going through the same patterns, but it's for different reasons, different experiences bring them up, and I have more coping skills, the next time around.
Yeah.
It's usually shorter lived.
So you see the growth.
Yeah.
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 And I'm hoping my hope is just, because I feel like all that stuff's always going to keep happening, but my awareness will just be more, so I'll be able to deal with them better.
Yeah.
When they come up,
I like your
that's
attitude
my hope,
about that. I really like that.
I can't really hope for much else, I can't just wish it all go away, because that doesn't help.
That's what I
Doesn't
trick
happen.
myself.
It's not gonna go.
It's
It
not
never
gonna
happens.
happen.
I trick myself into believing these things I'm gonna do, these things I'm doing, running, breathing. It's like I'm almost subconsciously doing them for the wrong reason. It's to attain a state of peace and not go through depressions. And then when it happens, I'm so let down that my new strategy that I didn't even know I was using for this reason let me down, and it didn't work. Like breathing, running, gym, meetings, step work, all of it I've done to reach this level that is unattainable. You know what I mean? And so I've become aware of this now, but I still do it.
Yeah.
I still subconsciously do it, but I'm becoming more and more aware of every time and starting to see these patterns that I'm doing. So yeah, awareness, super key. That's the whole key to everything.
So with you getting the awareness though, are you really letting yourself down?
Well, that's the lesson I'm learning, like I haven't let myself down. Nothing is wrong and everything is as it should be. And I just take a minute to learn some things, dude. It takes a while for patterns we've had our whole life to change, no matter what method we use.
Well, it took a long time to form them too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most of my life, it was forming those negative patterns, and then now it's about a year and a half now. I've been trying to work myself out of them and through them.
Yeah.
So it's
relearning.
It's frustrating.
We're babies, bro. We're babies.
Yeah,
Almost got 4
absolutely.
years, and I thought by 4 years, that's another thing, expectations of where I would be, what car I would drive. I'm back to my old car, like just expectations on life and like recovery and the work we do will always let you down, bro.
In a car, not on a stolen bike.
That is true. I still see bikes and I want to steal them still. I don't know what the fuck when that habit's gonna go away, but I'm just gonna drop expectations of that ever going away. Especially motorized ones, I'm like, oh yeah, that's like 1,500 right there. Oh yeah, never mind. You also said last week when we were talking like how you had everything you could ever want, and like your life looked perfect from the outside, but you were still down, and I believe my lesson for A Course in Miracles today is there's no peace except the peace of God, which is just reminding me of my endless search for cars, money, women, jobs, that it never fills me up, dude, and we have to go in. How do you go in? Because your life looked perfect, but you're still feeling miserable,
Well, I just, it feels perfect in moments, and in other moments it's absolutely miserable. And I think it just goes back to the whole forgetting to be grateful for it all. Like even just having Nicole in my life, like she's great.
Yeah.
I mean, she's an incredible person. Like, she helps me to heal myself just from just being there and showing up the way that she does, and I should be grateful for that in every moment, but there's definitely moments I'm not. Like, I just take it for granted.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I keep doing other little behaviors like that, and, like a week later, I'm just in I'm just in a funk.
Yeah.
And it's like I put myself there pretty much by choice, by choosing to not do little things that I know are going to help me. And I just need to get better at that, you know? Because like, yeah, when we were at the lake like last week, like I was saying earlier, like there was nothing I could do in those moments to help myself out. Like I was just, yeah, I couldn't do it, dude.
You had to feel it, man.
Yeah, I just had to go through it.
Is that me? Strike 3 for me, dude.
Yeah, you're out.
God,
You didn't put it on Don't Disturb?
I thought I did. My bad, guys. My
Slacker.
bad. Turn this off. As you were.
I forget where it was, dude.
My bad,
You just
dude.
ruined the whole thing, bro.
I thought I did.
Everything was great.
Oh,
until
start
that
over,
happened.
dude. Start over.
Yeah.
That's just kind of where I've been at. Is I try to just kind of ask questions so people can help me with my shit. You know, it's kind of a selfish podcast.
Oh yeah.
But just learning
I'll
that,
pick that
that
up
all
right
these
away.
things, they don't fill you up, dude. And we go on this endless search for shit that never makes us happy. It's like you start here, you go here, and you get happy for a second, then you come right back to, oh, this car isn't even that cool. You know, like you lose
Yeah.
interest in the car in 2 weeks, you lose interest in your, is this house still, for an example, is this house still as important to you as it was when you first got it? Are you still, did you lose that excitement? Did it bring you?
No, I still pay my house payment every month, so.
Yeah.
But no, I still happy to have a place. It's better than where I was. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
I got out of treatment, I had 2 backpacks. I was living on my son's couch, dude. So, you know, I'm grateful.
Gratitude, right? To
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
but we forget.
Yeah.
We easily forget what. I had to beg my grandparents to let me stay there when I first got out. You know, now I have my own place. And I'll get ungrateful for that car. I'll see another car and I get the ego. That's what I'm getting at. Is the ego
Yeah.
is on an endless search to fix something that's not even broken. You know what I mean? To tell you something's wrong and you need to fix it and this will help you, and it never does. The ego solution is never the answer to anything.
Well, no, those like ego-infused thoughts that they go in a loop.
Yeah.
It's like constant loop. But once you're able to let go and shift out of it, like, you know, you step out of that loop of, you know, negative thinking, and it's just hard to not fall back into it all the time. You know?
Our patterns.
Yeah.
Well, you've been doing it your whole life,
Yeah.
you know? It's facing it's sometimes uncomfortable, man.
I think we created a lot of those negative. Excuse me, that bang is fucking me up. Created a lot of those so we could have an excuse at the end of them, at the end of the road of our negative shit that happened. We get clean. Oh, this. We create a pattern, and then we always had a thing to fall back on. And now we don't have that, which was drugs.
Yeah.
Right now we don't have that, and now we get to learn how to be in a relationship without the comfortability of doing a shit ton of drugs.
Yeah.
You know, to be okay with your relationships are hard, dude. Especially when you're doing like a real one. Like Vanessa's my teacher as well, man. You know, like I'm learning a fucking ton. I watch these two, and I learn a ton, man. They do a good job, but they get to learn and live, and yeah, it's just
Yeah.
crazy, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I can say this too. Like, I'm definitely happier than I've ever been in my life. You know,
I can see that,
like
man.
this. I mean, the first like 6 months of this year clean was pretty miserable because just within the first 2 weeks, like, you know, I made a decision like I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna try all this stuff that they're recommending in treatment and this and that. Get a sponsor, like start working the steps, doing all that stuff. And I definitely know it's making me be able to be happier in most moments, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, like you guys have seen me, it just happens every once in a while. I just shift back into
I have a
pure
question.
negativity.
I have a question. No, you're saying you're really happy now. Do you have fear with that? Like being happy? I know for me, when I first started getting happy, I was scared of it. Like I was straight up like, I'm not supposed to be happy. Like I don't deserve this. You know, I don't. Is there any fear behind that?
There has been in the past, you know, but I mean, honestly, I feel like I deserve it, you know? Like, I've put in a lot of work, you know, just on the internal end, like, to deserve this, you know? And I think that's a lot of where the frustration comes from when I'm not happy, because it's like, fuck, I did all this fucking shit, and I'm still, like, unhappy, and it's gonna last forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, but in the moments like now, where it's like, I feel spiritually grounded, I feel happy, this, that, and the other thing. Like, yeah, I feel like I deserve this, you know?
You do deserve it.
Yeah.
As do I, and so does Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do deserve this. We deserve greatness, man. Like you said, we are gods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I truly believe that we are just, at the very least, an extension of God, and we create as God would create, you know, and God would create greatness and happiness and love and joy and peace. You know, and sometimes I think we go through that little blip.
But like, to have peace, you have to have discomfort too. You know what I mean?
That's what
It's
I
like the
saying.
yin and yang thing. You know what I mean? You can't have one without the other. And
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying. We got to go
absolutely
through that little funk to get back to spiritually grounded. And I can see you are.
Yeah.
You know, compared to last day. And for me, I can feel it as well in myself. You come out of that, like Ryan always says, for every action, there's a reaction, dude. For as low as you go, you're gonna go as high. It's just, but when I get all up here, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know, oh shit, I went too far, man. This is gonna crash. Yeah, man, it's good to see the happiness on your face. It's good you got a dope ass girlfriend, one of the coolest human beings
Yeah.
in the world. When I heard you two were together, I was like,
Picking on
yes,
her.
dude. Dude, you don't pick. She picks on us.
Dude, she's witty, man. She's got. I can't ever diss on her. She's always got something better.
Yeah, I always feel picked on when I'm with her.
We love you, Nicole. You're awesome. Yeah, man. I'm just super grateful to be able to have this experience with you, dude, and see where you're at. Like reading your messages from, may I say, where you were at the time.
Yeah.
When you were at Premier and struggling, dude, and couldn't pass the UA, and
Yeah.
I was trying to give you some hope, and you're like, I'm gonna do it, but you couldn't. You know, you couldn't stop.
I couldn't even it was hard for me just to not lie to you, you know?
Yeah.
Like I started with 10 lies and then finally oh fuck it, it's Tyrone, dude. Why do
We're brothers.
why do I have to do this?
And then after me, it's Ryan. You know, so
Yeah.
I hope people find comfort in that, because, like you said, the first 6 months sucked, because they do, dude. It's fucking, you're in a hole, and you have to dig deep, and you got treatment centers, and you got all these people kind of giving you shit, you know. And so our goal there is to kind of make people happy, not make people happy, but just treat people with love, dude. You know, to the best of our. Sometimes I get mad at them. Sometimes I'm in a funk.
Sometimes.
Well, I get mad, but I don't usually express it. You know, I don't usually it doesn't come out on them. It usually comes out on Ryan, and he listens to me, man, and puts up with me, and he's a great dude. But
Yeah, Ryan is great.
great human being, man. I told him 6 months after, I was like, I read a Russell Brand book called Mentor, and the whole time I was just like, Ryan. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
You're my fucking mentor, whether you like it or not, dude. And now that has turned into, sometimes he gives me some harsher advice. You know, quit talking like that. Quit doing this. Quit doing that. And I get pissed. I'm like, who the fuck is he to tell me something like that? You know,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be all kind to me and just always be nice. And it's not like he's rude or anything, but he's just pointing out some shit that I need to change. And I don't like that sometimes, bro. You know.
It's not easy hearing what you need to hear.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
He's like, dude, change the way you're talking. Change the channel, man. Like, I'm stuck. Leave me alone. I can't get out of it. But yeah, Taylor, I appreciate you always doing this with me, man. It's
Yeah, I have fun doing it. I'm just kind of out of it today, but
I'm kind of out of it every day. I don't even know
Yeah.
where I am 98% of the time, or what we're talking about. But
Yeah, I can relate to that.
yeah.
yeah, I just love you guys. Is there anything else you want to say?
I don't know, dude.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a short one today.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good.
I can watch TV.
You get that? Stay fucking lit, dude. We love you. We fucking love you guys. Thank you.